Every time you go online to some Twitch stream, YouTube channel, a tutorial on Google that you found or whatever, and you ask, hey, what stack should I learn? What programming languages should I learn? The answer is going to vary based on the author's preference. So if you ask a Rust developer, what should I learn? That guy is going to do his best or her best to sell that language because it benefits them, their content, and also it's just natural, right? Whatsoever, if we apply some logic here and if we're pragmatic and smart, we need to figure out actually what we should learn based on what the market needs. So in simple words, you should be learning things that you can sell yourself with. You being a product, I being a product, you need to sell yourself by having some skills that the market wants to buy, right? So let's actually take a look at some of the 2 or 3 websites where you can easily decipher these things. They're not opinionated, they're not based on my personal preferences. Instead, we're going to actually see what's popular, what's not, and based on that, you can make some decisions. So let's switch to my browser here, and we have 3 links that I opened. So first link here is the Stack Overflow Trends. Stack Overflow Trends is a little tool that Stack Overflow team released. I don't know exactly when, but they basically exposed the data through this tool, and essentially you can see the trends of asked questions on Stack Overflow and stuff. As you can see, this tool has been out for 7 years now, right? So when you're using the Stack Overflow trends, they even have some presets here, some examples. You can say what is the most popular languages, what is the JavaScript framework. So if you click that, right, you can see it pre-filled jQuery, Angular, React. Let's add Svelte, and let's add Vue.js, right? So if we take a look at this trend, and if we take a look past 14 years, we can see here that in 2010, jQuery was very popular, and then it started decreasing. And we can kind of see when it started decreasing, it basically started falling down after AngularJS was getting up. And I actually agree with this because I was part of that transition. I remember exactly around 2012, I started using Angular, I believe, and that's when we started ditching jQuery. And then, as you can see, even AngularJS 1 started going down pretty rapidly, and then we had the Angular. So as you can see here, this is approximately the time when Angular was, so not AngularJS, but Angular was released, so basically version 2. But not to go into these details, you can see now we don't really care about that much of a history. Let's just focus on the things that I started this video with. So what should you learn, right? And as you can see here, most likely what you should be learning is the things that peaked the highest lately, right? As we can see, since 2014, React.js has pretty much been killing it, right? This is not a opinion based on feelings. This is just a fact based on data. And we're going to take some other tools and we can show that that's actually correct. So no matter what your preferences are, do you like Vue.js, Svelte, Angular, no matter the engineering principles behind them, no matter the quality, the speed, the state management, all of that, we can argue, and I agree with you that some of them might do some things better than the others, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is like, how can you get the job the quickest? What are the skills that are in demand today and past couple of years to support our claims, and where should we be putting our time, what we should be learning? If we are to trust this Stack Overflow trend, which we should, because Stack Overflow is still the most accurate display of anything engineering related, right? Then we can see that React.js, for example, is something that you should be definitely learning. I actually recorded a video recently talking about things like this, and there was a front-end development survey for 2024 and 2023. It also showed that, for example, React.js is by far the popular. Of course, we don't need to use this. I just use the front-end libraries here and frameworks just as a comparison. But if you, for example, say C#, or let's actually refresh this. So if we say C# or I don't know, Java, and then we say Go, like a Golang, right? Go programming language. Go has actually been quite steady. It never really kicked off, as it seems. Golang, is there something? No. Let's search for Rust, for example, right? Rust. So Java, Rust, Python. Python is a good example, right? There's a lot of tags here, so we need to choose the right one. Look at the Python. And then, for example, let's go with Node.js. Node.js is a good example, right? So you can basically see from this that learning Python is a great skill to learn. No question about that. We can see that Python is killing it. Why is Python killing it? Obviously, data science, TensorFlow, LLMs, generative AI, nearly all of the libraries, the whole Hugging Face community basically is writing Python. So we can see that learning Python, regardless of what we think about it, I'm personally not keen on Python. It's one of the last languages I would like to use. But if I was desperate for a job, if I was an entry developer, if I really was in a place where I just need to get myself to the market, I would learn Python, right? Why? Well, because community needs Python. Companies want Python. World needs Python, etc., etc., right? Okay, great. And then you can say, all right, Alex, well, that is cool, man, but how do I trust that this is correct in a way, right? So if we go back again to JavaScript frameworks here and we take a look at this, how can we validate this more? Well, we can go to Google Trends. Google Trends as well is a great tool to really check out any trends, but you can check the programming trends as well. So here we can say React library, right? I can say here, not in Denmark, worldwide, but you can also localize it to your own locations. For example, if you live in, let's say live in Germany, you can say, hey, I want to see these trends in Germany. I want to see it past 12 months, for example. I want the category to be, I think they have like computer and electronics, but we don't have to choose a category, right? And that's it, right? And then you say, okay, how does this compare to Vue.js, right? For example, right, Vue.js. And then how does it compare to Svelte, right? How does it compare to Angular? And how does it compare to, let's say, I don't know, whatever. So you can see again that what we saw in Stack Overflow trends is actually confirmed. We can see, in fact, that React is, again, even in Germany, just localizing it there, the most popular, followed by Angular, followed by Vue.js, and then followed by Svelte. Svelte has been getting a lot of love from developers lately. Unfortunately, it's not about love. It's about adoption, and adoption is an incredibly hard thing. You can build the most amazing tool, library, framework out there right now, but it literally would cost trillions of dollars worldwide for companies to just start embracing something new, needing to train their developers to do that, waiting for the libraries to be built, etc., etc. So this proves another point. And lastly, for this video, right, the last thing we can check is the jobs in LinkedIn. I'm not a fan of social platforms, that's why I'm building Programmer Network platform, but this is a great place to come. So for example, let's search for Rust. Now let's see Rust jobs. There's 14 results in Denmark, 14. What if I search for React.js? 500 jobs in Denmark, right? Let's make sure that, yeah, is there a, yeah, it actually doesn't have to be easy apply, but it's in Denmark, as you can see. So 500 jobs, right? If I say Vue.js, 200 jobs. Kind of follows the trends thing that we've been seeing, right? Svelte, 1 result. jQuery. jQuery is going to be tough because jQuery is part of many things. 600, right? So as you can see here, the trends that we went from Stack Overflow trends to the Google trends to LinkedIn, the numbers add up. So to go back to the full screen and to kind of have this monologue again. So there are 2 types of people. There are 2 types of developers. There's developers who have a job. They're really well off. They have a career, and they can nerd around their preferences. So you could have, if you have a developer who's fully covered with salary and stuff, that person is going to often tell you, oh, I love Svelte. I love this, I love that. Then you have people who are in position where they need a job. They just need to integrate themselves into the job market. So I think that I genuinely hope that this video was logical to you to understand what you have to do. You have to learn the skills which the market requires, not the skills that you wish you can have or use because you have the feelings about them. So if you want to have a job, if you want to get a job, if you want to learn proper things, go and learn the necessary skills. If I go back actually once more just to my main screen over here, for example, we can also come here and compare databases, right? So let's see so Postgres, MongoDB, Neo4j, let's say Redis, Cassandra DB. So you can see, for example, also here, if you're ever in doubt, we can still see that regardless, and then we have MySQL, right? So you can see that MySQL was kind of a king for decades. And then, as you can see now, essentially, Postgres is the database for most people to go, right? So you can also see if you ever, so if you have any, if there's anything unclear in relation to any parts of the stack, use the trends, see what people are asking questions about, seek for the jobs, seek for, use LinkedIn. This is free. You don't need a premium account for this. And derive the data out of that, right? You can see that actually so far, all of these numbers have been adding up. So we have the trends, which you can say, hey, Alex, but that doesn't mean that it's fully correct. I agree with you. But then when you look for the jobs, that's the best indicator of what people are hiring for. You saw when I searched for Rust positions in Denmark, there were 20. When I searched for, I don't know, probably if I search for C# here in Denmark, it's going to be a bunch of it because Scandinavia is very known for using .NET and stuff, right? So try to localize things to where you are unless you're planning to move somewhere. So if you live in India, in Pakistan, in Germany, in the US, in Russia, in whatever, try to localize your trends to your region in case you are planning again to stay there, and then learn the skills that the market there needs, not the market on a different continent. Anyway, I hope this was useful, guys. I hope you're going to use these tools from now on to actually make decisions based on real data, real insights, rather than someone else's opinion. And I wish you guys best. If you like this video, please put a like, leave a comment, and I wish you best. Peace out, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.